Maryhaven has been a leader in the recovery community for 64 years. They continue to lead the way by opening this innovative stabilization center, the first of its kind in the country. The Addiction Stabilization Center will create 105 new jobs, free up emergency room beds for patients, and enable medical staff to focus on patients who have medical emergencies not related to drug addiction.
I am very confident that immediately that we're going to see great progress out of this Maryhaven Addiction Recovery Center. I know when my son overdosed, and luckily and very thankfully for us was revived by first responders and Narcan, and showing up at the emergency room where he was, the fear that we all felt when we knew that he was going to be released. And he was very fortunate that at least he had our home to go back to, and often too many times an individual who's just overdosed has no place to go.
So when we heard this, what we realized was we needed to rethink our strategy. And our strategy was pretty straightforward. At the moment a person is vulnerable due to the addiction, to opening themselves up to an alternative then, rather than addiction, it's important that we have a facility that can take them at that moment.
So we were looking for ways that we can expand our services, and particularly the detox services. And Sean talked with the Adam H., obviously talked with the board about this facility and what we could do to maybe make this facility into a detox center for Maryhaven.
All we kept hearing was there were no beds, no treatment beds in Columbus for people who were suffering from opiate addiction. And so I had this vision. We had already been leasing space here, and I called the Adam board and said, hey, look, I think I could turn this space into 55 beds. And that simple phone call turned into today, roughly around 7 to 8 months ago. So very, very excited.
We know that we're faced with someone dying, and that's what we wanted to control.
This community's kind of ground zero for this crisis. So while there are other communities in terms of numbers that are faring much worse than Franklin County, we are the epicenter for where this crisis starts in terms of where the opiates come in, where they get distributed, and then where they get moved out into the rest of the state and the rest of the counties around the state. And so this is kind of ground zero, and so we need to be able to address it here.
Right now our EMS, our first responders, they do 8 to 10 Narcan administrations a day, meaning that they save 8 to 10 people's lives a day. And we've done a very good job because of how great they are in saving those lives. But now it's time to change lives, and changing lives means that you have access to rehabilitation that's good quality care, that's sustainable, that's lasting, that can give people the hope and opportunity that they deserve.
In the last several years, we've seen a steady increase from anywhere between 4 and 6 times a day to 8, 10, 12 times a day now over the last 3 years. So it's a continual problem that just seems to be getting worse, and our folks see every day the personal and economic toll that it takes on families.
It's gonna take the resources a little bit, make it less of a burden for us so we can respond to other runs, and then have this place as our backup to help people change their lives. I've done a lot of different programs with the wraparound services. I know it can happen, but this place is gonna be the start of so many great things.